All right, what's going on, beautiful people? So we are back with another one, and today we have a special person. I think everybody that comes on here is special because they're all unique in their own way. But today we're going to be talking to Marco Longhi. He is a business and marketing consultant, and it's going to be very interesting today, guys. All right, Marco, are you
Hi,
there?
hi, Jordi. How are you? Thanks for having me here.
What's up, man? What's up? How's everything?
Fine, and you? How are you doing?
Doing good, doing good. Another day, another dollar. So let's talk, man. Let's talk. So, first question, man. Why business and marketing consulting?
Nice, nice. Thanks for having me here, man. So it's a pleasure. And well, I start as a marketing and business consultant as I am an entrepreneur. And you have to do the things by your own first, with first probably no money, and you have to start like that hustle and start learning things and how to do things. And after a few projects, like I started when I was really young. So after a few projects, people start asking me how I do that job, or for example, how who was the person that built the brand for me, or who was the agency that was working for me. And the real thing was that I was behind all that, and I was working with one graphic designer, one marketer. I make like small courses or lessons. I take some lessons on Illustrator, for example, and I start like uh, getting advantage of that opportunity. And I started offering this as a service like 5 or 6 years ago. So right
Wow.
now we are with Chimi. I will tell you a little bit today, and we are happy to be here.
Nice, man. Nice. Well, I'm definitely excited. Your service is definitely a service that's well needed. Um, so yeah, man. Now, I do want to ask you though, and we have talked about this. How do you, what makes you different from just going to somebody on Fiverr?
Perfect. Yeah, yeah, of course. So as I grow up as being an entrepreneur, I understand that businessmen and entrepreneurs and people that are all day working needs time and needs to have a lower budget, and they need to have their problem fixed. And that's our real key factor here, because I am like an intermediary between our team and our customers or clients. So what we try to build here is to start offering a solution for companies that were always looking for something different than a lead generation, for example. Because right now, marketing agencies only take care of leads, because companies sometimes want, for example, something more creative or something more uh, that that comes to a side with what is graphic design. So what we try to build here, and we are working today with our clients, is to bring integral communication on what the brand does, and try to not only generate leads, but also show like the other side of the brand, like more personal, more human. As we always talk, like you want to do business with people, and sometimes brands get like alienated. Is that a word?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know
Alienated. Yep.
alienated, yeah. So sometimes you not only have to take care of all the objective part, the numbers. You sometimes have to show like the other part of the company, and sometimes the branding and the creativity do all that job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you, man. I mean, Fiverr. When I look at Fiverr, I don't know who the heck I'm talking to. I
Yeah.
don't like. I feel like there's real no relationship there. You know what I mean? That's why I definitely respect what you do. And what kind of services do you offer? I know you said lead generation, branding, design. I don't know the terminology to this stuff, so you got to help me out.
Yeah, yeah, of course. So I'm preparing my mate because I'm from Argentina. So I will be
That's
drinking
tea,
this.
guys. That's tea.
Yeah, that still is like an infusion, non-alcoholic, and we always drink it like all the time. So basically, we try to, like, when we start, we try to build like all in one solution. So having like a long-term relationship with our customers.
Definitely.
The idea is to have like from the beginning, from the launch of a product, for example, up to the ongoing process. Like building ads and retargeting markets. And for example, we started with a process called branding, that is like the design of the logo, all the communication things that goes for verbal and non-verbal things that the brands, as I told you, communicate all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And also we create a concept that I will show you. For example, we did it with our brand, and it's like our first portfolio when we started. And the idea is, as I told you, not only to sell, to say, hey, I sell you this, or we are I don't know, like a digital marketing agency, because there are a lot of that, or hey, we are competing with other companies because of our price. Because the idea of us is to show that you can pay like a little more, or you can really value a different type of job when you have like something creative, when you have like a concept behind, when you are talking, for example, about the type of food, but you are also selling like marketing services. So the idea is not to go directly to sell, but just tell people how you work and who you work with, and then they will buy. You will not offer like things that they don't want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
buy. So sorry, I get lost. What was the question?
yeah, yeah. So what kind of services?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Like first of all, like we do like a branding. We design
Branding.
all the brand and communication things, and then we plan a strategy for the brand to go to all the different channels. After that, we plan for social media, like all the content. We design it, we build it, we upload it. So we have like mostly an interdisciplinary team, one for the design part that will be all this, and on the other side, when we have the things running, we have like Chimi leads that we call them. It's like a part where we generally leads through ads, through Google and Facebook and Instagram ads.
Nice.
We now we're using TikTok also.
What?
After that, yeah, that's something really
Nice.
new. And after that, we try to generate leads and also work with a CRM. So implementing inbound the company like inside. Uh, we have like two different type of clients. One is like a small and medium business or entrepreneurs, and on the other side we have like bigger companies that have like a team inside the company that works together with us. So we help them to implement this application or system, and after that, like to start targeting their customers or their potential customers. And on the other side, we are more like homemade process and cheaper, of course, for
Yeah,
smaller companies. And also we build websites along this process that
yeah.
sometimes we will like very basic websites like a landing page, and after that we go through a process more deep for building, for example, an e-commerce or something more complex.
Oh, you built stores too?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
Wow.
sometimes we do. Yeah, sometimes we build like in code, or sometimes we use like any platform, as we should know, like Shopify or something like that. That is really interesting for smaller companies also.
Yeah, yeah. So tell us, how'd you come up with the name Chimi?
Chimi. Yeah, so chimichurri is like a typical sauce from Argentina that we use, that we put like, you say here, I think, like spice up something. Like for example, when you
Yeah,
are cooking, you spice up something. That's we
yeah.
say in Argentina to put some chimi, to add some chimi. That would be like the expression. So the idea is like a little spicy and really um, season to season the food, and really tasty. Yeah. So, and also because in Argentina we are famous for the meat and the barbecue that we make like every
Yep.
Sunday with the family. So and friends also, probably a Saturday night. So the idea there was to show, or to bring something really creative to this country, or to United States. You know that I travel a lot here, and I almost living here right now. And anyway, we are working all remotely after COVID, but the idea
Of
was
course.
to bring something creative, and not only, as I told you, a digital marketing agency that you will find everywhere. But the idea was to bring a really strong concept, and then like to spice up different brands, and we say that we are the brand's missing ingredient. That the idea. That's the idea.
So you do work with brands and companies that are started already. But will
Yeah.
you also help maybe somebody who maybe has an idea and needs to put it together?
Yeah, yeah. So as I told you, we have like from the ground to the moon, like from the start, from the very beginning, with a
Yeah.
company that mostly they are like small, medium companies or entrepreneurs that are starting. Or also we have like bigger companies that are launching a new product, for example, and we have to build like all the entire process. Or companies that are, for example, trying to lower their budget, they're trying to outsource some marketing services, for example. So we try to implement with their team, or sometimes they say, hey, can you bring us somebody to work with us in our team but from your company, so we take care of that person. And yeah, we take care of them like all the process, or we just continue doing with a more efficient way what they are doing or what they were doing before.
So you work hand in hand with the business owner and pretty much strategize from beginning to end. Now you said it starts off with the branding, right? Is that the first thing where you start?
Yeah, mostly.
Okay.
Yeah, we
And
start we only sorry we always
no,
start like
go
with a
ahead.
meeting with the person, and
Of course.
understanding what they are really needing. So always they have different objectives. Sometimes it's just leads. Sorry, it's just leads, and sometimes they don't know what they want, or they don't know what they need. That's why like I started as a marketing consultant. So first I really get in touch with people. I like working with people also. And
Yeah, yeah.
when you like start with a deeper connection, and you know what they're really into it in that moment of the process. Of course, I have like a background on business and finance. That's why I understand it, like the strategic part. So I start to figure out what they need, and then I mostly offer some of the services of Jimmy, because I used to work with people like outsource. You know that I make a consultant for a consultancy for a small company, and they tell me, hey, I have a graphic designer, and they show me the work, and it was not that good. So I say, hey, man, probably I could offer a better job for you, and for cheaper price, or being more creative, or generating more leads. So the idea there was to make a connection between the team of Jimmy right now and their company, and it's working. It is really working right now. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And where are you guys offering services at right now?
Right now
All
we are here
global?
in Florida. Yeah, of course. Yeah. We are
Okay.
working mostly in Florida, and also we work remotely. We have people in Latin America working for that, and also here. So we take mostly
Nice.
photographers here, and some projects particularly we make some outsourcing also, but we work mostly,
Nice.
yeah, globally.
Nice. And how much people do you have working with you? How much people are on your team?
Yeah, right now like 10 to 15 people,
Wow.
depending on the
Nice.
project.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you guys can pretty much, if I need a photographer, you guys can get me the photographer. If I need a logo made, you guys can get me the logo made. If I need, right, I could
Yeah,
pretty
it's
much
not
just go to you from start to
yeah, of
finish.
course. Yeah, of course. It's not like a marketplace. We try to figure out first what is the solution that you need. It's not
Of
that you
course.
you will start. Yeah. So for example, here
No,
they
but
ask
like
you.
let's say if I got a restaurant and I got these meals I got to take a picture of, you'll be in charge of getting me the photographer so you can get the picture and do a whole design or logo or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's our yeah. So let me give you an example. For example, and then the people here. So for example, we have like a wine company right now that is distributing beverage all over, like globally, offering some of the products, and we are building their brand. We are taking the pictures like next week. We are taking the photographers, professional photographers. We are building their
Nice.
catalog. We are building their website. So we also, like, before all this, we plan a strategy. We say, hey man, we are going to make all these actions. It will take this time, and of course that budget, or maybe we can ask them how much they want to invest on this. So maybe we can like to adapt the best things that they need, and then after they get some leads or some traction, we can go over and start like getting advanced. And on the other side, for example, we have like small restaurants right now that they tell us, hey man, I need somebody to take our pictures. Okay, so we go with the photographers, take the pictures, and then we have that content to upload it to social media. Because sometimes our customers, they say me, help, hey man, I have these pictures and they're all like not that good, taken with the phone, and they're always busy and not with a good angle. So we say probably we will need like a photographer, and then we have that content to upload it, and maybe you have to don't care about that, like doesn't care about
Yeah.
that.
Nice, man. Nice.
Right.
And how long have you said that you've been basically working in this space?
Like in marketing, like marketing and sales, almost every entrepreneur is on there, but like 5 or 6 years working for other brands on this,
Oh,
and
nice.
also in other projects that I had. I made it myself and people like it. That's why I started. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Okay. And what industries do you work with mostly?
Yeah, so right now we have some niche like real estate. We really like it. We
So
are
nice.
mostly dedicated to some implementation applications with, for example, lead generation programs or applications. Also would be food and beverages. That would be another
Oh,
one because we like,
nice.
yeah, we can get very creative on the branding side, and also we think that we can show our work, how we work, like really being creative. And also we have some tech startups, like in, for example, in tourism. As I show you, I think one work. We have like
Yeah.
some tech startups, yeah, that they mostly do outsourcing jobs. So you have like a monthly budget. They ask for a subscription. They told us, "Hey man, I have this money. What can you do for it?" And we like make a package for them, and we just like a long-term relationship. That's really good.
Nice, man. Nice. And what would you say is a common myth in your field that
A
people
common
have
myth.
of business and marketing consultants?
Yeah, so we are working right now with a concept that we say that it's called like performance, like performance on social media, on the things you do with, for
Performance?
example, performance. Yeah,
Okay.
that would you say, for example, in social media, that branding or the pictures you upload or the creatives you upload, they need to work, and people mostly think that they don't care, like they doesn't are really working. So here, for example, the branding and the creative part is not always valued, and when you like see and track, the performance or the performance,
Yeah.
when you track it, when you know how it is working, you then see the results. So I think that that would be like the mostly used concept right now, that we are that we think is a myth, that is not
Yeah.
working, but we think it do. Yeah.
Okay. And I do have a question from that.
Yeah.
How long do you track before you say, hey, it's not working?
Like for
Because
example,
I do a little bit of my own little
yeah,
marketing
of
and things.
course.
Well, I don't know what I'm doing, but
Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. I always say, okay, I'm gonna track, right? I might give it a week. If it doesn't work, I'm shutting it down, right?
Yeah.
But how long do you guys look at tracking before you say, hey, you know what, maybe we got to change something or work with the customer again? Go ahead and
Yeah.
elaborate on that.
Yeah. So mostly we work on 3-month plans. Mostly if they're like smaller and medium companies, like is sometimes you have to build and then wait for results, or wait for, like if you have any pattern or a pattern, I mean. So do you know
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if how people are interacting with or engaging with your content? And after that, probably with a bigger company, we mostly say like 5 or 6 months. Mostly, for example, you have like SEO or SEM, you have some ads, for example, you need to track some information after making some decisions. Of course, in the
yeah,
middle, you can make like smaller decisions, but people are really anxious about the results, and sometimes it takes time, like really, like to be in, for example, first at Google, or when you search in Google search, like that would be SEO service, or
yeah,
like for example, popping up in the Google Maps app, like for example,
yeah,
health insurance guy near me, that takes that time, because Google makes that for to make companies to really work on that, like also you have to work with the website, you have to make all the communication integral. That's why, or yeah, like holistic, like all together.
yeah.
Because if you don't do it that way, probably it will not work, and not in
So
like in 15 days, for example. Yeah.
so you think 3 months before I stop my ads?
not only ads. If you are really making like a complete strategy,
Oh,
you should like
okay.
it should take time.
Test it.
You
Test it for
yeah
about
yeah
three
you,
months.
yeah you not 3 months testing, but for example you have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
build your first strategy like for 1 week, 2 weeks. You test, you then like make a cycle like every 2 weeks, and then
Okay.
retest like a lean startup, like you are
Yeah.
always like trying out again. And you try a new ad. You try for example an A/B test. That is, for example, if you are clicking this, they will show this. If you are clicking the other one, they will show you the number like letter B. Or and you
Is
start
that
like
is that split? Is that split testing?
yeah, it's like split
I
testing.
can't figure
And
that out. I can't
yeah
figure
yeah
that out.
yeah, it's when you get, for example, a little more like deep on that service, is where the results come. Like when you really understand how the community or the audience is working, is interacting, is engaging with your content, is when you have to retest with new content, retest in new channels, and there you get the results you want. That's why it takes like that time. Probably it's less depending on the product. Probably it's a little bit more, but I think like we almost make like a small partnership with the customers, like 3 months, for example, because we know that
Okay.
in 3 months we have to do something. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. And when you were talking about channels and content, I mean, I know there's like 30 different social media channels. I
Mm,
don't want you to talk about everything, but let's talk about like maybe the main ones, like, Facebook,
mm.
Instagram, TikTok. I know you're great at this, right? Because your following's always through the roof. But
Thank you.
tell the audience a little bit about what kind of content should they be posting, maybe on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Like, let's just do four.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. So the most common one are those one, and people use those one. Also, that's why companies doesn't on don't move on the other social media channels. So for
Yeah.
me, and I also like that you use, for example, YouTube. That companies don't use a lot of them. I think that's a huge channel. But coming back to the four you mentioned, I think like, for example, Facebook is for I would like to say older people. Like that's the real part. Facebook
Oh
is a
yeah.
little bit old.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, of course. Yeah, for older people mostly, and also for people that are not willing to make that change that you're expecting. So probably if you should know that the database is the same as Instagram. So it will be the
Oh
same
yeah. Yeah.
company. And also when we work with the ads, we work with Facebook Inc. or Facebook company that is the same Facebook and Instagram, because Facebook owns Instagram. So
Yo.
that's almost the same. And when we launch the ads, for example, we see where people are clicking. So we think that Instagram are for, I think, like, for example, Latin America is more used, for example, Instagram than Facebook. But here, for example, they use more Twitter and Snapchat, depending on the type of
Yeah.
content you upload. For example, Twitter is more
Yeah.
for thoughts. And companies, if they don't have like a fun side, like to interact with people and having something cool behind the social media, it's really difficult to interact with people. But with a retweet, for example, you can get like a long audience. And on the other side, for example, Instagram is working well with Reels, because they are competing with TikTok. I love TikTok. I love how you interact as a user, as a content creator. You have like a long exposure if your video goes right. So
Yeah.
like in TikTok, the batch or the algorithm work like you have like your video shown to 500 people, around 500 people. If they like the video, your video, and they keep on it's like seconds on the screen before they swipe up
Yeah.
and to the next video.
Yeah.
And also how they interact, if they share, if they like, if they do something about it. And if they spend a lot of time on your video, the 500 first person, they show your video to a larger batch. And after that, it's
What?
like TikTok. Yeah, it's like TikTok choose you or your video, and it's make like a bigger batch and a bigger batch. And there's a way like going around and making your TikTok
Wow.
really really famous. Yeah, if you make like good content for TikTok, I think that if you are good at recording, you can get like a lot of followers. We talk about that.
We have. So you
Yeah.
recommend it for somebody that's trying to get their business out there to definitely get on TikTok, because I hear a lot of people say there's a bunch of kids on there. Like, how am
No,
I
no,
gonna grow my business?
no. I think that if you are going to TikTok, would be for example, a personal brand, or if you are willing to take your camera and record yourself, because TikTok will ban your scalability of your video if they see that you are like making ads or advertisement of your company. Like for
Oh
example,
yeah,
if yeah, of
wow,
course, if you record a video of your brand, for example, they will like cut your scalability off. Like smaller
wow,
the audience will be. But if you say, "Hey, I'm Marco. I'm a business and marketing consultant. I have a company, and I show like my process," I think that the algorithm works really well with the process of people and person. Like like the artificial intelligence is
yeah,
always like looking that people are in front of the screen and not like a paper or a brand or letters or text.
yeah, just a bunch of sales stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Because
So, go
sorry,
ahead.
because like for example in Instagram you are scrolling
Yeah,
on your home, or for example in the stories, and
yeah,
every three people that you see, you have one ad.
an
and
ad.
and people,
Yep,
yeah, get tired of that. So TikTok is building better audience because of that. They don't have many ads, and they give you like the present of bringing you to a larger audience if your content is good anyway. Like they don't care if you are making ads, but if your ad
yeah,
is being watched, they will like show it to a larger scale or batch. Yeah,
of course, of course. So you said Twitter was more for thoughts, right?
yeah. So we have, for example, the example of Burger King or some big companies that they have this funny guy, this funny guy behind their Twitter account. So
Yeah.
they start like talking with the audience, and they get like really a good audience there because people retweet or like. And for example, Burger King comments something or tweet something, and then Wendy's appear and they start like
Oh
making
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've
fun
seen that.
of their
I've seen that.
comments. Yeah, that's really good for audience. Yeah. But if you are not that type of content in Twitter, people will not like it, and probably you will not appear on home, on trends or something like that. Yeah.
Bro, like, I'll be honest, I can't get one person to retweet my tweets.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what the heck I'm doing wrong. Like, I post, I post 3, 4 times a day, and everything's linked to kind of post together at the same time.
Yeah.
But nobody says hi on Twitter. I don't know
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
going on. So we definitely gotta talk, right?
Yes.
Um,
So it's really difficult. For example, you can hear it's a nice technique to like go for every tweet you see about health, or you saw an accident, or you saw something that people are complaining or thinking about it, and you say, "Hey man, haha, nice joke," or you just tweet, "I'm insurance guy," and like all the time being interacting by as a person, not as a company. Like, "Hey, I'm Jordi. What a pity what happened to you. I'm the health insurance guy. In case you need anything, just call me or hit me with the DM." That's really like one way to do it. That is more like personal, as I told you. Like people
so
do
just be
like doing
personal.
business. Yeah,
Be
in Twitter,
personal
yes.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. And then Instagram, you said right now what's popping on there is the reels, right? Did I hear you wrong? Did I hear you right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's because they are competing with TikTok. So when you, for example, bring TikTok videos to Instagram, they cancel they ban your video, and they didn't bring it to a larger audience. So they are really competing right now. And also we like to be really creative on the feed, you know, like being like the grid.
Oh
And
yeah.
and for example, for companies, it's like like a showroom, or you are just walking by through the market or the supermarket,
Yeah.
and you just see what they have. And we think that people really here don't work a lot on that, and that's really useful. Like you made like a preview to know how the brands work. I always get into Instagram and type their name and say, "Hey, what they are doing." And mostly,
Yeah.
as I told you, the myth is that that's not working because you don't have like that instant gratification as a company. But people
Yeah.
really like, and it's like a subjective part, a part that you cannot count or not count, like a number. But after that,
Hmm.
they will be like more soft when buying you, like they will be
Yeah.
like more hot as a lead.
Yeah.
It's not like a cold calling. They probably, if you call them, you will say, "Hey, man, I know you watch our Instagram, our TikTok," and that would be different to reach that audience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. So Instagram, do reels if you're on there. Twitter, just be personal. And obviously, I'm talking to the person who has their business up and running, right?
of course.
And Facebook. Now, you said we got an older crowd on Facebook, but we can't cross out our older folks, right?
Yeah, man.
What kind of content would you produce on Facebook? Because
So
it asked me what's on your mind, right? But
yeah, of course. So the idea here, I think, in Facebook is to, for one part, you have, I think you should have this type of showroom, like to expose what you are really doing. But on the other hand, you have like Facebook groups or marketplace,
yeah,
you
yeah,
can
I
get
use
really
them.
in touch with people. Yeah, man. Like I think that those channels inside Facebook, probably not posting, but interacting with people like one on one, or for example in groups, you have like really niche marketing. For example, we start to talk in some real estate groups. For example, we get in here and we talk. Or here is our portfolio in case you need something, or hey man, I saw you are in the group of, like, for example, LinkedIn for B2B model, like business to business, when you're selling to business, and not to customers. LinkedIn works
Yeah,
also really good, and sometimes the leads come from Facebook groups. And also we have like this type of following those leads, because maybe you write them on Facebook once and then they like your picture and then you didn't follow up them. So probably that would be a potential customers after 1 or 2 months. So what we
yeah,
try to do is to bring those leads and then like go into it. Yeah.
nice. And what's a problem that you see in your industry that maybe sometimes customers just have a hard time doing? Maybe some things that you recommend that sometimes customers just have a hard time doing.
Yeah, like they want to do it themselves sometimes, and I think that's a problem, like, because like your hour value, like
Yeah,
to do how to do something. If you probably are spending time, like more time doing something that you don't know, probably your time, like your hourly rate will be lower. So it's better to pay somebody to do it, and probably you will work better at what you do best.
no, I know, I can agree. When I made my website, before I even knew how to make websites, I think I spent like a week, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
not what I do, man. First, a
Yeah.
little website, and it still sucks.
Yeah, it's because sometimes you take those that week that probably this team had already taken. So yeah,
Wow.
you just
Okay.
only have to calculate your hourly rate. That's the end of
Exactly.
everything.
Exactly. I
Yeah.
paid a lot for my website. A lot.
Yeah.
All right. And what is the most important lesson you've learned over your career in business and marketing?
Okay, that's a huge question. I think I learned a lot. Like, and I think that I will talk, like, for example, for entrepreneurs and people that are willing to really go into something, like
Yeah.
to progress and build something, because that's probably my opinion about that. Because I think that I have never been on the other side. So like I probably never made a 9 to 5 job, and I don't say that that's not okay. Just I
Yeah.
didn't do
Yeah.
it.
Of course. Same
And
here.
for example, on this, I think that you have to be disciplined, and you have to
Yeah.
know what you're doing and why you are doing it for. I think that would be like more like my biggest lesson right now, or the lesson that I'm trying to learn right now.
Yeah.
Sometimes you will have like other things, or ups and downs, or smaller amounts of money, or larger, or more opportunities, less opportunities. But if you only just keep with yourself doing, yeah, I think that would be a great lesson.
Nice. Okay. So we talked about branding. How do you guys come about like the brand when you're first coming about a brand for somebody? Like, what's the mindset behind it?
So it's a really creative process. Today we are talking about that because we are trying to get more creative as we continue with this company. We're
Yeah.
creating brands all the time, so we have to be really creative.
Yeah.
First of all, we have to decide with the customer if they want to keep their name or not. That would be like a really good question to start. And
Yeah.
after that, if they want to keep their name, probably they have something subjective or I mean emotional behind that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and probably we will follow up on that. For example, if you have the name of your kids in your name, or
Lasagna Group, baby.
yeah. So if you have, for example, something emotional behind that, we mostly try to follow up that trend,
Yeah.
and we try to give the customer what they want and not something just cool or trendy, or
Yeah.
because sometimes it's more emotional being an entrepreneur, a businessman, and a company is more emotional than really what it really works for customers.
Nice.
You sometimes have to let it go,
Yeah.
not the name, not the color, not, but some things that people are telling you that it's more professional to build something new, or to change something. You should consider it at least, not you but people in general. But for example, we have like some guys, for example, that want a button here in the front of the website, and it's not working, man. We tried, we tested, it's not working. We should change it here. And
Yeah.
we start the process with a really deep talk with the customer.
Nice. Yeah, yeah. I don't want to change my name, man. I don't want to change my name.
No.
I'm
I
just
like your
playing. I'm
name,
just
man. I
playing.
like your name
I'm
because
just
probably
playing.
that's your force. That's your force to continue, and I like that. Anyway, I'm not talking about Lozana in particular, but
I
in
know.
general.
I'm just
But
busting you.
no, I know.
All right.
But
So we talked about the branding, right? We a little bit about how you come up with that, how you might work with somebody, and then what's the second step in your process?
like as I told you, we build the strategy. We build
The
like in
strategy.
the branding or in general, because the branding has several steps through.
No,
Like
no,
it's a
in
large
general, in
process.
general. I know it's a
Okay.
long process for just branding, but in general, after the branding's done, what would be the next step?
Yeah, depending on the budget of the customers and the objectives they have, and the plan, of course, that we
Let's
built
say I had a
before.
full budget. Let's say I had a
Full
full
budget.
budget. I'm ready. I'm ready for you to be my guy to just
Perfect.
take care of all that stuff and let me sell. Let me do what I do best.
So the first, of course, that we will be trying to get more sales to you, and the best question there is how is the creative way, or the most of the most in efficiently way to get more leads to you. And the idea there is to find the best channels, as we talked before. Like there we plan, for example, a strategy for social media management. Like what content we will put up, and what type of creatives. Do you like this type of design? Do you think that we continue with this way? We try to see the performance of the ads working, and on the other side, we try to also to implement apps or apps or integration, or work together with the team of the company to set up a process, times, and objectives to make things happen. Because if not, that would be like only getting your Instagram feed looks beautiful, but that's not
Yeah,
how it really works. Like
yeah,
we made that, probably build a website if you are starting from scratch. And after that, we try to run some ads to test how the website is working, how the social media is working, like to retest what we built before. And after that,
yeah,
just ads get to move on, and probably getting the first leads. So we start asking where do they come from, and we start, for example, improving the budget for every channel that we see that is
yeah.
working. And yeah, then after that, we retarget the markets, and we try to receive those leads and try to efficiently answer them, and be ready for offering the services, so for selling the services that we are looking
So,
for.
so for the health insurance guy, I just want to
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
what channel should I be on, man?
I already told you, man. So I love how you make videos with Isaias. I told you. I think that you should be posting like really creative content all day. I think, like, for example, having a baby next to you that is trying to sell you and is
It's
trying
amazing.
to learn. Yeah, yeah, of course, and that really sells. Like
Yeah.
It's a really I know that it's like part of your life, but people
Yeah.
probably will get to know that after some time. But you should be you, like if you in
Yeah.
TikTok show, like I told you, like 2 TikToks a day showing what
It's
you are
hard, man.
doing,
It's
like
hard.
yeah, I know, that's why. Like you show your process. After that, you show your little guy selling and trying to sell, just like a father and son trying to teach something.
Yeah.
I think that that would be really useful. I mean, really useful and really nice for you in the personal way also, because you will have like
Of
all your life documented, and
of
that's nice
course.
also.
Of
So
course.
TikTok would be a nice try. Yeah.
And what other channels would you recommend for somebody maybe in insurance? You
Yeah.
said
So
TikTok.
yeah, like TikTok would be like you have the opportunity because you are building your personal guy, like your personal brand as the health insurance guy. I think that would
Yeah.
be like a nice try. And as a company, I think that you will have to be, or you should be, in every social media to show what you do,
Yeah.
or at least to be in touch with people, but because
Yeah.
every time that we are scrolling, you remember me that you are there.
Of
So
course.
when I enter to see your feed or your Facebook or your Twitter, maybe if you have it, that would be like remembering me that you are near me. And people also buy because you are always closer to me, like you are
Yeah.
always like going around me,
Of
and
course.
I say, hey man, I remember this guy, you're on top of mind, the expression.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So talking a little bit about your business still before we go on to that, the presentation you want to show me real quick.
Yeah.
Um, Go ahead and tell us what's one thing that would make you separate. I mean, I asked you in the beginning what would make you different from Fiverr, but what would make you separate and different from another marketing digital agency out there?
So we really get into the process with the customer, you know. I personal really get into the strategical part on sales. We see the numbers, we really estimate a budget together.
Okay.
So we have like that connection that is not only marketing but also business. I get
Okay.
a little more into the business you're building. And after that, you work with people. It's not like a bot or something that you're talking like through another channel, or you have my phone number, we can have a coffee, we can talk about the
That
strategy, we
relationship.
can review it. Yeah, of course, that's for us is really important. And also we like working with long-term relationships. It's better for us, it's
Okay.
better for the customer. They know how we work, and we know how they work. So it's better, after some time, for example 3 months, what they are really needing.
Cool. So go ahead and show us now that little cool portfolio you made for
Perfect.
Simi. I got to get
Perfect.
me one.
Yeah, of course, I told you. um,
And what would that portfolio be for? Why is it so important?
yeah, so I will show you like one of those that I already showed. For us, like we really, as we get into the clients, like when we start talking, we send like a presentation of our company, and after that we send like a smaller portfolio of the companies, if you ask me, the niche that we are targeting. And I will show you right now like one of those two files.
And do you think every company should have this kind of portfolio you have?
Not necessary. It depends on the
No?
company. No,
Okay.
no, it depends on the company. Probably they will have like a brochure or like a sales book or a sales page, for example. It
Yeah.
depends on the product. And sometimes, because you get like a little more serious about what you are doing. So, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
when they tell you, "Hey, you have my email, send me something about it to read," you
Oh,
you
yeah, that'll
should
be
have
good.
like a little, yeah, like for example 1 or 2 pages is like a minimum for me, because I
Yeah.
like handling something, like
Yeah.
a deliverable. That you have something when we talk. And sometimes when you remember it, you say, hey Jordi, send me something, I will check it out right now.
Yeah.
So for
Nice.
example, we build this to send people. Tell me if you are seeing
I can
this
see
right
it.
now. Perfect. So as I told you, chimi is the brand's basic ingredient. we present like a little mascot that is our master chef that is called Lorenzo, and he's the master chef of our kitchen. Here we present our company as he will be the one guiding our potential customer to our kitchen and show them how we how we cook our dishes,
Yeah.
and he gives like a little presentation of our brand. It's like the manifest. What they call the concept of a manifest is the part that of the brand that is not actually selling you, you know.
Okay.
Like this comparison between building brands is like making a barbecue, spicing up
Nice.
brands, you know.
Nice.
This design of Lorenzo, then you can check it out in our page. And this is our menu, like our menu, our main dishes are our services. That's what the like the main idea. And here you have like all the branding that we talk about, the website. We also make like social media, advertising, the consulting part, and animated videos also. This is like,
Oh, nice.
yeah, this is
Can you
a
make me a
nice,
Lorenzo like that?
yeah, of course, man, a
What?
personal one.
Oh man.
This this we drew it with our team. Like that is an illustration.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome. All
yeah,
right,
man.
cool. So let's talk a little bit about your childhood, right? Basically, as far as you remember, tell us how it was growing up for you, um, and kind of take us down the timeline, to your present day, right?
Perfect. Yeah. So I was born in Córdoba, Argentina. I'm from there. I started being like an entrepreneur when I was really young, like selling things, you know, like seeing what I really liked there. I went to school there. I lived there with my family, friends, like all my childhood there. I spent it there, and we started traveling to United States like 3 to 4 times a year because my parents have a travel agency company, and we started liking the life here, you know,
Hmm.
the beach, the palms, the trees, like, you know,
Yeah.
we really love the place here. And when I was like 17, 18, I started like a bachelorette, I think it's the name here, like business administration. I finished like 7 years ago. I don't know how many time ago.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
in
I
the
remember.
middle, yeah, in the middle, I built a brand of men's shoes. In the middle, I sold it like one year and a half ago,
Nice.
to a supplier in Argentina.
Nice.
We have like it was a startup, but it went good for me. It was okay. Like I have my money income, and it was good when I was really young. So I
Yeah.
started building like all the branding, all the website, like the e-commerce. We started selling through the e-commerce. I started to offer to some stores, and we have like a small team, and it works well for me. And besides, I was studying, of course. So after that, I always continue in the entrepreneurial path, and I built some startups that didn't went so good, but
Of
that's
course,
part of the,
we all have
yeah,
them. We
yeah,
all have them.
yeah, of course. And after that, I get in a partnership with my parents in another travel company. 1 year before COVID, so that
Oh
was really a
wow.
mess. Yeah, but anyway, I start another startup technology, a travel one. So I'm working right now on it, and we have it like as a customer on Chimi, of course. So I'm working on those two things right now, and
Nice.
I started like making research, some in finance because I studied that on the university, and I invest in cryptocurrency, and yeah,
Nice.
that's it. Yeah,
Nice, man. And you have what? You have two other siblings as well, right?
yeah, two other siblings. Yeah,
Nice, man. Nice. Okay, and you're the oldest.
I'm the oldest, and yeah, we are all
Smacking them
here right
around.
now.
Bop.
No,
All right. Cool.
we
Cool.
are getting into live together right now. Like always
Uh,
getting better. Yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. Of course. Do you guys have any businesses together?
Yeah, right now we have like a small a small account of like an influencers, you know, Los Longhi,
Nice.
and
Nice. Oh
we pull
yeah.
out some
Follow him.
content.
Follow him.
Yeah, I pull up just some content with the bros or the siblings,
That's
Oh,
at
GHI.
LOSLOILONGHI.
Yeah, we pull up some
LOSLONGHI.
travel content because we like traveling with the family, and also yeah, we are. I think just that. I don't think we have
Nice.
anything else. Yeah.
Nice. All right. And what kind of businesses did have you started? I know you told us a couple of them already, but kind of take us
Yeah,
down the line from your first. What was your first business?
yeah. I was selling colors. You know,
What
like
were you selling?
necklace,
Oh, necklaces. Oh,
necklace.
nice. I didn't even know that.
Yes, necklaces. Yeah, but I was really like, I don't know, I have 15, 16 years old. I bought it in a warehouse or in a bigger place, like really far away from where people were. And then I resell it them near like my
Nice.
friends. And yeah, from, for example, soccer teams or rock bands, and people really, really love them. But it was really small,
Wow.
like, yeah. And after that, I was getting more professional as an entrepreneur too. So I
Yeah,
started
yeah.
building like bigger companies. And when I sold this brand of men's shoes, I started with two tech apps. One
To
was
what?
like technological apps, like apps,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, like startups. And with one, I couldn't continue working with my partner because he had another job, and he was in the technological part, so it was really really useful. And on the
Wow.
other one, we were seeking for funds, and then I realized that it was not what I was looking for. So
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow. Okay. So what? You had the necklace business. You had a couple tech startups, and then the shoe company. You said you sold a shoe company.
yeah, last year, like, yeah,
What?
to
How do you
2020.
come up? How do you come up with a client to buy your shoe company?
That's a really good question. So I was talking with a supplier, and he was telling me, "Hey man, you're not the like you're not handling all my shoes." And I say, "Hey man, I'm studying. I'm sorry, I don't have time to get there." And he was giving literally money for me like every month because they were selling my shoes. And I told him, I want to. If you have somebody to sell it, I will sell the brand. Just bring me somebody. And the guy told me, "Hey man, I think I have somebody like 2 or 3 weeks after that." And he was selling really good the brand, and he was working also with a factory, in the production part or the
Yeah.
process.
Yeah.
And he told me, "Hey man, we can have a meeting. I want to know what you have, how you're producing, how you're working on it, if your shoes are getting sold." And we meet up like 2 times. It was in the middle of the pandemic, like it all started in March, and I think it was June or July, and we closed like a deal after 1 or 2 months after that. We get a
Wow.
few meetings. I told him like all what we have in the company. Like it was a small team, but it was really like cheap dealing with it. Not with
Yeah.
the team. I know, like not with the team, but with the startup that we have.
Yeah.
And I tell him we're really selling, not that much. It was not like a big company, but for somebody that was always in the production part or in the factory, he needed somebody to be on the outbound part, like in
Mhm.
sales and marketing. And I built all that. So I had a website, I have a logo, a branding, a concept, I have images, products, like we have all like figured out. And on the other part, I have been like making all this, like in the university, I have some, for example, case studies, and I always present my
Yeah.
brand. So I have all detail, and I'll work with the
Yeah.
professor. So I told him, "Hey, I have a startup. Oh, let's work on that." And they helped me. So it was like a feedback on the
Wow.
company, and went back. Yeah, I went back to the company and tried to figure out how to make better process. And when I deliver all the company, I brings all those documents as a university projects
What?
or whatever, and I deliver. Yeah. So it was like a more structured company than a startup. It was really good. Yeah.
Wow. And how old were you then? You were what, 26 then?
Right now or at that
No,
time?
when you sold the
25, I
shoe
think.
company.
25. Yeah.
25?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's something cool to have under your belt for sure.
Thank you.
Cool, man. And and then that was the last company you had before you basically officially got like fully committed to the business and marketing thing?
No, I started to be
Like
fully
what?
committed like last
Like
year.
what? Oh, last year. Okay, nice, nice,
But what
awesome,
was the
man.
question? No,
No,
I
no, no.
did
I
like,
was pretty much gonna ask what made you finally say I'm gonna consult.
yeah.
Probably
So it
selling the
was,
company, right?
yeah, yeah, like probably when after that like moment, I started to figure out that I really like being with people and helping them to make their brands bigger. You know, like in sales, in marketing, in all those areas on the company that I think that if you really like adjust, you know, what they are really needing, you can get the results you want. So
Yeah,
I'm also like being I also like being like social. So when people talk to me, they understand what I was trying to communicate them. I understand what
yeah,
they need, what they were telling to me. So I think it was like more like emotional thing, or something like more about value, that people value what I was doing and I really like it. And also I was like, I don't know if you know that this, but I was like a professor in my university after I finished. It
I
was
didn't
like
know.
a Yeah, it was like a seminar for startups and for building
What?
companies. Yeah, for business plan. So there I thought that I could help people, they understand me without being so technical, and they could communicate me and I understand them what they need.
Yeah,
So there
yeah.
I thought that, and I also give like some talks and people really like them. So after that I
Wow.
thought that I would be great at marketing consultant. Yeah.
So, do you guys hear this? Like, this isn't just somebody that I pulled up off the street. No, I mean, this guy has sold a company at 25 years old. This guy was a professor for his college, you said, right?
Yeah.
Teaching about startups. So, I mean, come on, the credibility is there 100%, man. I definitely take my hats off to you. All right, so
Thank you,
just a
man.
couple random off the wall questions, man, right? Just to kind of
Here I am.
get people to
Yes.
laugh a little bit. If
Okay.
you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? And don't say Miami.
I wouldn't say that, man. No, just kidding. I would like to live here, but I wouldn't say that it would be the first place. I think I would try. I don't like the idea of living for like a long time. You know, like now
I
you
don't
can.
either. I don't either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I would try. For example, I would give a try at New York. I would like to just for at least 6 months to 1 year, probably to test the city. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to get into the city. You know,
Yeah.
like I also lived in France. You know, like
Oh
I
yeah, I
live like
remember.
yeah, I live like almost a year there, and I really like getting into the culture.
Yeah.
And I think New York would be a good city, but just for a few moments. And after that, I think when I get older, I would like to go back to my country. You know, when you get old, you want to get close to your family and your friends
Yeah.
and your roots.
Yeah. When you get old.
Yeah, yeah, probably. And in the middle, I think that I would like to explore the world and live like 6 months, 1 year in two or three places more, just to
Yeah.
get
Yeah.
into the culture. Probably, yeah,
For sure.
yeah.
For sure. And if you had to write a book tomorrow, what would you write it about?
I thought about it.
Me too. Me
I
too.
really thought about it. Yeah, I thought about it, but right now I think that I would prefer to show how I'm working. I know that a quote in Spanish that it says like, I don't know how to say it in
Say
English
it.
so good, but it would be
Say it.
like, work in silence and let your actions make all the loud, or the how do you say it? Like, yeah,
Say it in
loud.
Spanish. Say it in Spanish. Say it in
Let your
Spanish.
actions make all the noise.
Yeah.
Es como trabaja en silencio y deja que tus acciones hagan todo el ruido.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I like that. So right now they almost like, I work, for example, you know, TED
Yeah.
Talks,
Yeah. Yeah.
Jordi, you know them?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We bring the event to our university in Cordova, and
Oh
they offer
wow.
me to give a talk there. Yeah, it was small. It's
What?
not like a city TED Talk, but they offer me
Wow.
like to give a talk there, and I say I'm not ready like right now, but I will be. and I will
Yeah,
I want to really communicate something that I'm really sure about, and I think that I have a lot to learn right now. So I think that probably
of
I will write
course,
a book afterwards, and
of
I think
course.
also that I would like to see a book of me, like my autobiography, not autobiography, but like probably afterwards, like tell all these stories after in a book would be for me. If somebody is useful, is this is useful for somebody, that would be fine. But I think it would be like a present to me. Yeah.
Of course. And if you had to pick a name for the book, what would be the
Okay.
title? No, listen, listen. What would be the title of the book about you if your worst enemy wrote it?
Okay. So what would be the title of my book if an enemy wrote it? Is that a question?
This guy's a badass.
No, no. It's like, they all like make jokes about how the salesperson talks, but they are, hey man, I want to offer this, and probably I would think that it would be something on that way, on that side, like the typical salesperson or something like that. Like you know what they are going to say,
Yeah, yeah. And what do you think the world will look like in 5 years?
I like this question, man. um, I think that we will have like a really universal language, but not speaking, like like the
No
things that we don't
speaking.
speak, like the things that we don't speak, like for example in currency, in for example in people, what they want to for everybody, or like it doesn't depend on the governments, on the political side you are, or there
Yeah,
will be like people taking care of people. I think that would be like one of the strongest things that for me it will happen. Like
yeah, that'll
I
be
don't
good.
think like the really physical or superficial thing will change, but the other things like more internal is the things that are willing, like for me are really are going to change for in probably 10 or 15 years, see a real change in the world, like things doesn't necessarily need to change like in 5 years, but I think like first will be that people getting to know that the world is really changing. We are like getting environmental issues and all that, and after people realize that, the world is going to change. I think that
I
that will be.
I I honestly think we're like social media has made it to where it's really easy to communicate a lot of things really fast.
Yeah, man.
So I
Yes.
that's something I always think about how thank God for social media. Like you can see somebody's perception and things like that. To where I do feel like the world is changing, for the better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So so if you had
So
last
let me
question,
let
if
me say something. Yeah, let me
go
say
ahead.
something there. So I like to think, like going back to the question, where would you live right now? I like thinking that we are citizens of the world, and you can live everywhere because people are people. Like after a few time, like after a few years, or after like when times goes by, people get to realize that, and probably the world will change because of that. Just that.
I love that. I love that. And if you had one thing to say, maybe to a 12-year-old, 13, 14, 15-year-old, somebody that's in school right now and saying, you know what? I want to be that marketing consultant. I want to be that business consultant. What's one thing that you would tell that person in your own words?
Yeah. So things gonna be all right. You know, like
Fail,
it
fail,
doesn't.
fail, fail.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter if you get, like if you didn't get all the focus that you want, or if you get distracted because of something, if things went wrong for a week or a year, or you
Yep,
make a bad decision, you you should you should keep struggling for what you want, and
yep,
also to build your personality, not to show that you are strong, but to really love yourself up to the point that you can go to failure many times, and after that, like
yeah,
go up and keep struggling and keep doing what you want and looking for what you want. Yeah.
Now, now that's good. I do want to ask you one more thing though, because it just came to my mind. What
Yeah.
do you feel? Last one, I promise. I know you got to go. You're busy.
No, no, no.
Last one. What do you feel about? How do you feel about passion versus like doing something that will produce? Right. So like if I love to draw, but I'm not making any money. Should I stick to my drawing, or should I go be that business consultant because it's gonna make me money?
Yeah. So that's a really good question. After you spend a lot of time trying what you love, but you don't get that money, or doing what
I've
you
been there.
what
I've been there.
yeah what yeah probably making what makes you money, but probably don't liking it. So I think that's a huge decision. You have to take care of yourself. I mean, you have to be willing to make some money while you are doing something you love. Some people say that if you are doing something you love for a long time and people are not willing to pay, you are not that good. I'm sorry, but that's true. Like, yeah. So and the other thing is like I like to think like in right now my type of hobbies and not jobs or works or startups, as it says, like it's like another quote, and it says like you have like five types of hobbies, like something to build your mindset, something to
Yeah,
be.
I've seen that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember right now, but I think
Yeah,
like you have to have one hobby to make you money. I don't care if you
yeah,
don't like it. Like you have to take care of your economy. And also, I heard other people that says that you have to find somebody that pays for what you love doing, you know? And I think that that's the struggle when you are an entrepreneur doing what you love.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, for example, I love doing like marketing and business consultant because I love meeting people. I love talking about business, talking about marketing, offering good services with my team because I know they work well. So I started working on this, and I like being creative. I like I have this hobby about being or building this mindset and being creative. So
yeah.
I started using this type of hobby on my job, and yeah, the idea is I think it's that one.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, hey, thank you for coming on, brother. We'll
Thank you so
definitely
much for
keep
your
in
time,
touch,
man,
man.
and invitation.
Awesome, brother. Take care, man.
See you, bro.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. So there you have it. Business and marketing consultant. If anybody needs his services, go ahead and contact him. I will put. Oh, I did put everything down below. And other than that, man, if you need health insurance, if you do not like your health insurance policy right now, go ahead and give me a call. Go to lizanagroup.com, request a quote. Or if you have insurance and you're just paying too much, give me a call. Go to lizanagroup.com. We'll take care of you. Take care.